Hello everyone, Meghan LeVota here. Today I wanted to talk about what does it mean to be an icon? And can anyone be an icon? I'm thinking a lot about the concept of celebrity and the concept of being an influencer, mostly because I've been spending some time on vacation in LA and also in Anaheim at a convention about YouTube and online video. And to be a celebrity is different than to be an influencer, but they both have something in common, which is that they have an audience of some sort. People are listening to what they have to say. And growing up, I've always liked the idea of fame because I liked to be respected and appreciated and acknowledged, but I've never liked the idea of all the pressure that would be for everyone to expect you to be a certain way and to feel like you were, always being watched. And so for me, I've always said that I wanted to be a public figure of some regard where I was respected and acknowledged, but not to the point where I couldn't walk down the street. So whatever that means for me could be so many different things. You could have a high up position in your company and be well respected and well known in your company. Or you could be well respected and well known in your city. Or you can be well respected and well known in your neighborhood, or in a big city, or in a country, or in a world. You could be well respected for your specific niche, but still not be such a celebrity that you can't walk down the street and enjoy yourself. And also growing up, I've always really had a lot of empathy for celebrities, which I have found interesting. I have never let myself be a fangirl because I find it to be disrespectful to the boundaries that person has. Even though they're famous, they still have boundaries, and a lot of times they are just creative people wanting to do what they love, and it's a lot of pressure to feel like people expect things from you. But to get more to the point, I've just been sort of thinking about how anyone can be an influencer, anyone could be an icon. Really all it means is that there is a group of people, at least one person, that feels recognized because you exist, feels inspired by the fact that you exist. What it means is that just the fact that you exist matters. Not necessarily what you've done, but just your representation. I was recently at a panel that was talking about minority creators and gay creators, LGBT creators, and about how important that is that once they have a platform, then all of a sudden, all of these people like them now feel like they see themselves in the creator. They feel like they could be themselves because of what they've seen, the example that they've seen. And really when I think about what it means to be a celebrity or an influencer, what it really means is to be an example. And hopefully those examples in our society are good examples and not bad examples. But ultimately it's up to the public and it's up to each of you individually to decide which examples do you see yourself in and which examples do you want to succeed. And our attention is what breeds those celebrities. And so
you don't have anything else to say.
People wouldn't be famous or an influencer or a celebrity if their example didn't matter to people on a mass scale. And so it's up to you as individuals to give the attention to what you want to see in the world, and also to be the example that you wish to see in the world. And I think I've really just been soaking up the vibe of all this, guys, and there are so many people here, like at VidCon, especially with the community badges, that they feel understood by these creators, especially the ones that fangirl or fanboy over the smaller ones, because what they see an example that they have not seen in the modern day celebrity. And what I find so fascinating about the whole online video world is about how now there's no middleman. Now, there's always going to be problems with being a celebrity or an influencer. There's always going to be problems in the sense that a lot of times the people with the influence don't know how influential they are, and a lot of times the people who follow are too influenced by the influencer. But what I find so interesting and so cool is that nowadays there is no middleman. It used to be that the celebrity was decided by people in power, most of the time white men in power, most of the time old white men in power. They got to decide if you had what it takes to be an influencer, and now anyone can be, and whatever scale you want it to be. You could be an influencer in your neighborhood, you could be an influencer in the world. And these platforms, although they have their problems, I love the idea that anyone could get on there and be an example. And I guess what I'm noticing is that I see a lot of these people who are fans, you could say. I just overheard a group of young teenage girls actually talking about how they had so many ideas for videos, but that one of them I heard say to the other, "Oh, but you know that we're all talk and we're gonna have all these ideas and then we're gonna get home and not do it." And that broke my heart to hear, because their idea could have been an example to someone. And that's something that I've been thinking about while at this convention, is that not everyone gives a shit about what it means to be an ENFJ or whatever, but the reason why I'm making videos is because it gives some people give a shit. I don't care if everyone does, but it might matter to someone. And what would the world be like if each and every one of you believed that your example could matter to someone, even if not to everyone? And I think that that's the risk that I had to take before I started making videos, that it was hard for me to take, because the natural thing to think is, why would anyone care about what I have to say? But you know what? I saw that there weren't many examples that I related to, and so I just put myself out there as an example. And the sad thing with minorities and with other counterculture groups of people is that sometimes there isn't an example, and there are large groups of people and there are no examples. But really it starts with you to take the risk and to be that example. If there are no examples, take the risk and trust that there are other people like you that need an example. And for me, like, I know that I have like privilege in certain regards, and I get that. But I still have always felt, you know, I've always felt different and like a weirdo deep down, and whether or not I have privilege or not, I still relate to the idea of feeling like I don't belong and that I don't recognize myself in the people that influence culture. And so that's why I want to influence culture, and that why I think it's a humble thing to want to do, because what you want is for other people to know that they could be themselves, and for other people to have an example in you that perhaps is different than the other examples that they're seeing. And I want to do what I can to be an example of authenticity and vulnerability for people. And there are several people that are already doing that, but the world needs more. The world needs more people that are examples of authenticity, curiosity, and vulnerability. Like, hear the screaming right now? Like, I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's the sound of people feeling understood, feeling like that person talked about something that they thought was only they were feeling, and they're screaming because it's so overwhelming to feel like somebody sees you, whether or not they actually see you. These people, they feel like, hey, I can be weird, I can be quirky, and this person said it was okay. And the reason why there's so many YouTube fandoms is because, like I said, there is no middleman. Anyone could go on there. There are so many outcasts and misfits here, and we like online video because there is someone out there weird enough for us. And so I guess kind of just musing on this topic, guys, giving you guys some food for thought here. But what would the world look like if everyone was an influencer? Everyone decided to be an example of themselves, an example that they wanted to see in the world, and we could constantly validate each other at all times and constantly be seeing aspects in one another that we relate to. What if we all shared who we were and declared, yes, it is okay for me to be this way. It is okay for me to have this sexual orientation, or for this desire, for this dream. It's okay for me to live in a van. I met a girl that lives in a van and travels, and that's an example of, like, people are making videos like, I'm a minimalist, here's why I am that way. People are like, I'm a black gay comedian and I think that it's important to be funny and to learn how to laugh in life. There are all these people that are just showing their hearts, and whenever you show your heart, then people know that it's okay. And I don't know, I think about all of the people that are here as fans that wish that they could make a video or wish that they could share themselves. And I think about how much better the world would be if they all shared themselves. And I feel like I'm in a funny position because I'm a fan, and I'm a fan, yet I am someone that creates. I relate more as a creator, even though I am a fan. I just never have really related to being a fan because I've always found it disrespectful to gawk over a celebrity. I just always respected them as a person. I've never been really that intrigued of the point of meet and greets, because what are they gonna do? Just say, I just want to say, oh, hi, how's it going? Like, they don't know me. I don't expect them to talk to me. It would be great to hang out with someone that I admire, but just for a few seconds, what's the point? I've never understood that. So I don't fangirl that hard, but I just feel a lot of respect and a lot of inspiration when I see people that do have the courage to talk about themselves. And I think that a lot of times that's conflated as people think that they're just lucky and that they can't do it, when you can do it. Everyone can do it. Everyone can get a following, no matter how small or big your goals are, full of people that relate to you. And that's why I love the internet, is that I mean, I grew up in a suburb of a mid-sized city, and I didn't feel like I fit in very much. Like, the sort of lives that people have in my hometown are not the lives that I want. The sort of jokes that people would make were not the ones that I thought were funny. The sort of things that people like to do. I mean, I have just never, I've always felt like an outcast in that way. But there are others like there. It's just a lot of times the outcast sort of people are silent because they think that they're alone, when really culture is just being dominated by certain people. And if you want to think of it in a Myers-Briggs sort of way, most people are censors. Not all of these people are censors that are controlling, society, and not all of the people that feel like they don't fit in are intuitives. But there is this sort of idea of that there are types, like I think there definitely is a connection between sensors sort of controlling the way that we think about society and intuitives feeling like they don't have a place, because intuitives quite literally are outnumbered. But that's just one way of thinking about it. It's not a hard, fast rule. It's just, you know, a pattern. But anyway, just the way I'd like to end this is just to encourage you guys to think about, how could I inspire someone, and to realize that your actions do inspire someone, because you're always an example. Representation matters, not just in your specific race or gender or anything like that, but representation also matters for being a weirdo, you know, or for having like a weird niche that you are interested in. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe if you like, you know, Myers-Briggs videos. Also, I want to just start going on more rants about psychology and philosophy and things that interest me. So thank you for watching.